Is an awkward occurrence with awkward entertainment. So we're going to be getting into some Reddit posts I came across I found interesting. It's all gibberish. All they talk about is gibberish. They talk outside of their ASS. They talk outside of their arse. They talk outside of their neck. They don't know what they're talking about. But let's get into this first post and I'll commentate along the way. But remember, reality shifting is psychotic shifting. It causes disorientation, confusion, mental illness such as psychosis, schizophrenia, bipolar. If you look at the symptoms, it relates to psychosis, which develops into other things. They practice self-hypnosis on themselves. This is why the hallucinations come. Like, when you're half awake, half asleep, why are you trying to induce self-hypnosis? So when they get tired, it's mostly kids and younger adults in their 20s. So when you get tired at night, you start getting sleepy. That's when these kids, most of them, start doing hypnosis on themselves. And this leads to an open state of mind, which leads to things entering your mind, entering your body. And this is where the heart racing comes into. This is where the tingling feeling comes into play, and all those other symptoms come into play. Because that's when the spirit enters your body and starts messing with you. Now, after a while, some of these shifters, they stop feeling symptoms when they do methods. Even though they stop feeling symptoms after maybe a month or two of trying to shift, they still have a psychotic illness going on in their head. The long-term effects don't go away very fast, very quickly, or at all, depending on the person's belief. It don't go away. So they still experience depression, confusion. They still experience vibrations throughout their body during the day when they're in school, when they're at the store. They still get this weird feeling of being disconnected from the world. They just don't get it when they're trying to shift. So, again, some people don't experience it at all. It depends on their relationship with God. Let me say that. Depends on their relationship with God. But let's continue this. And by that, I mean, don't do this crap. Pray to God to get rid of these demons from out of your body. Now let's get into this video. So, you're not shifting into a body. It's always you. This is talking about where your conscience goes when you shift. And if there's another conscience that you're taking over. So when these people so-called shift into another body, into another reality, they supposedly take over a body that look like theirs. And people want to know, is there a conscience in that body that they're taking over? So let's read this. It's just you. You are existing. Now the reason I'm reading this, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's just you. You are existing here as much as you're existing in an infinite number of other realities. The only difference is that you are aware of this reality right now. So what, you're not aware of the other reality? So the other reality that the other you is in, does that have a conscience? Let's continue. Shifting simply means becoming aware of another reality of the infinite ones that already exist and where you exist in. So if you exist in another reality, does that mean that other you has a conscience of their own? And when you try to shift to their body, you kind of dump their conscience out of their body and put yours in there? So if that's the case, what happens to their conscience? Let's see the answer to that question. Let's see what they say about that. Every version of you in every separate reality has a different conscience. What does that, a different conscience? Let me read this. Every version of you in every separate reality has a different conscience? That means they have free will? Is that what you're saying? and subconscious. So they have a different conscious and subconscious. A subconscious is you knowing right from wrong. A subconscious is not something you leave a clone with. Let's continue. These kids and young adults, and most old adults too, can be stupid. Has a different conscious and subconscious resulting from the experiences and life you've been living there. When you shift, when you become aware of those realities, what happens is you move your I, whatever that means, to go to work with that new consciousness. So I guess you move yourself to go to work with that new conscious and subconscious that are. So none of that makes sense. That's why I titled the video Gibberish. They're talking outside of their ass. They talk outside of their neck. They talk outside of their ass. They don't know nothing. When you present a theory, it's gibberish. A theory isn't fact. You shouldn't be practicing things that are of a theory. Only theories you should be looking at is, I don't know, if you can make water out of the color blue. I don't know. Theories aren't facts, especially in spirituality science. It's not facts. It's not facts. There's no theories in spirituality because there's only one true God, and that's Lord Jesus Christ and Father God. But let's continue. New conscious and subconscious that are already gone. So you can see that they don't make any sense at all. They're going to continue not to make any sense in this next paragraph. So this is why when you shift the first time, it immediately may feel like a dream. It's always a dream because you never shift. These people have an 8-second dream. They say they mini shifted. You have a bunch of liars that want to just feel good, want to get likes. Then you have a bunch of cult members who are told to push this reality shifting on the masses, and they just lie on Amino. They lie on Reddit. They keep it going. This stuff is dying down. Seems like it's dying down because no one has shifted. No one shifted. Everybody's sick. Everybody's getting sleep paralysis. Everybody's having mental problems. Let's continue. So this is why when you shift this, it immediately may feel like a dream. Astral projection is also a dream. You don't leave your body. Lucid dreaming is also a dream, but the lucid dreaming methods are of the occult, and the methods are just like reality shifting, listening to subliminals or doing some visualization, manifestation. Quantum jumping is nothing but rituals, occult rituals. It doesn't exist. It's all a dream. The devil comes to you in a dream. If you don't know it's the devil, it's going to fool you into thinking you're in a new place or you're talking to the other you in another reality. But if you know it's the devil in your dream, it will show itself once you realize you're dreaming and once you realize it's the devil. But so let's continue. Like you can't immediately control it, and it takes some time to connect entirely and realize you are there, because your I don't know why they keep saying I, is adapting to a new conscience. How are you adapting to a new conscience? They meant to say you're adapting to new surroundings. I can understand that. I mean, your conscious is you seeing, you being alive. Consciousness is you being alive. That's what consciousness is. Let's continue. And your I is adapting to new conscious and unconscious that are already working, and it's not immediate to take control of it all. Again, they not making sense. It's not their grammar. It's the bullcrap that they're spilling that doesn't make sense. You need to get used to it. Your CR brain too needs to get used to shifting. So someone who's been trying shifting for 6 months, 7 months, still hasn't done it. They're psychotic. They walk around depressed, sad. They have suicidal thoughts. What are the other symptoms? They experience sleep paralysis. They hallucinate. They see things. that aren't there, but that really are there, but other people can't see it around them. They smell things and they feel people touching on them. Let's continue. That's part of psychosis. That's part of schizophrenia, schizoaffective, on and on. Let's continue. So your CR brain too needs to get used to shifting. That's not your CR brain. If you believe this, that's somebody else's brain that you have shifted your consciousness into, or that you have shifted your energy from your mind into, or that you have shifted the electric signals in your mind to. Needs to get used to shifting so that it'll process it all correctly and allow you to shift more and more easily as you go. Yeah, more and more easily as you go. People have been doing this for 7 months and they haven't shifted anywhere. But they are psychotic, they are psychopaths. And this is why it takes time. They are delusional. One of the components of shifting is the belief you are a god. The belief you are a god, that you can make realities. You can shift into these realities. You can create life. You can create an earth. That's one of the beliefs. And it goes into law of attraction, has that same belief. Astral projection probably has that same belief. A lot of these other cuckoo spiritual practices have the belief you are God, that you can do something that God does. Let's continue. And this is why it takes time and patience and training. It takes training to shift. No, if shifting was real, humans would have known about it at the beginning of life. Humans would have known about it when God made Adam and Eve. God would have told them about shifting. It would be something so simple as focusing your mind, closing your eyes, and just shifting away. It'll just be something so easy. It'd be something so easy that you wouldn't have to close your eyes, hypnotize yourself. You know when people get hypnotized and the freaking person who hypnotized them say, act like a dog? And the person who hypnotized them say, you're walking through this maze, you're walking through this house. The person who's hypnotized with the eyes closed can actually see it like a vivid dream. That's what these people are doing to themselves. They're hypnotizing themselves. They're having vivid dreams. They're just having dreams. That's it. And who's controlling the dreams? Well, the devil is controlling the dreams. Because you're hypnotizing yourself. The devil controls the dream. These demons read your scripts. They change up things in your head. This is why people who practice shifting, they always have dreams. They always say, I shifted to somewhere I didn't want to go, and it was horrible, or it didn't make sense. Let's continue. Okay. It's the same as learning to lucid dream. There are methods, yeah, but they are nothing without training and perseverance. As if you're practicing to play basketball and you're trying to get a better jump shot. Let's continue. It's about mindset, mind. It's about mindset, mind, and attitude. That sounds like, again, law of attraction. When people listen to subliminals do law of attraction, they are told, well, maybe you have a lot of negative energy. You have to have the right mindset. You can't be this. You can't be sad. You can't think this way. Let's continue. Their minds are all screwed up also. They hallucinate. They feel depression. Constant depression, sadness from the spirits messing with them. When you feel that vibration throughout your body, that's nothing but the demon, nothing but those fallen angels, those demons in you, letting their presence be known. That's letting their presence be known. Just remember that when you feel those vibrations, that's nothing but those demons. That's their presence being known. Remember that. It's about mindset, attitude, learning something you've never done, and most importantly, getting used to it. Yeah, cuckoo bird. Let's finish. Okay, so last paragraph, we'll get into some questions. Give me a second. Okay, we'll get into some questions. Shifting becomes easy when it becomes normal. As normal as going to sleep is what you're doing. You're putting yourself to sleep with hypnosis, with visualizing. Dreaming and waking up, which is all you're doing is dreaming and waking up. Why do you have to go to sleep to shift? And it's obvious it's a dream because you wake up. Because you wake up, it's stupid. It's real. It's very stupid. Like I said, if shifting was real, your entire body would shift somewhere. You wouldn't have to hypnotize yourself into a sleep state and let these spirits come and f up your mind and f up your dreams. Let's continue. That's not shifting if it was real, but it's not real. It will never be real. As normal as swallow. Okay, let's start. As normal as going to sleep, dreaming, and waking up. As normal as swallowing water. Only when your brain will recognize shifting as normal, common everyday activity, will it be easy. As long as your brain perceives it as something special, right, different, new, worth freaking out, yeah, something you need to achieve, it will be hard. It is normal. It is the way all things work, and it is not the way all things work. Time and patience, my dudes. This person sounds like an idiot because this person is an idiot, just like Shimmy Shay is an idiot, Kiera Ann is an idiot, Ava in the middle and her mom are idiots. Idiots that are hellbound. Idiots that are spiritually oppressed by demons. So, they're saying they are fools of the devil. Excuse me, they are fools of the devils, which you can say they are idiots. They are fools of the devil. Let's get to the comment section for that post. Now, the cult member who posted that comment, who posted that story, she took some comments and questions and answers in the comment section. All questions and answers. So, let's start here. Meat Smasher asks, what happens if a me from another reality shifts to my reality? What happens to me? Will I realize it or not? So these people don't know what they're talking about, because shifting isn't fake. Shifting isn't real. It's fake. They make up things as they go along, which they call it theories. So they say when you shift, no one else can shift. So if you shift to a world you created, or if you shift to an infinite amount of worlds, those other people can't shift to your world. I've seen that comment a lot. So if there's a different you in a different parallel universe, that person can't shift. You're the only one who can shift. You're so special. You're the only one who can shift from 100 different universes of you. Of you, yes, of you. Really? Really? So all these shifters who make up Hogwarts scripts, those witches over at Hogwarts, those witches, wizards, and warlocks, they don't know how to shift? They go to a magic school and they don't know how to reality shift? You're telling me they can't shift into your body? Right. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense that there's 1,000 yous in 1,000 different parallel universes, and they don't know how to shift, and they can't shift, but only you can shift. So that explains why they can't shift into your mind and body. Let's see what she responded and said. What happens if a me from another reality shifts to my reality? What happens to me? Will I realize it or not? Okay, Geraldine, whoever that name is, the you in another reality is you. This is so stupid. The you in another reality is you. Remember, it is always you. There is no they. It is you who shift. Oh my gosh, that doesn't make sense. Oh my gosh, because it's not supposed to make sense, because shifting isn't real. Because shifting is a spiritual weapon of mass destruction. It became a spiritual weapon of mass destruction once the Satanists put it on TikTok, and all these dumb kids, these dumb, sad, depressed kids, these silly young adults in their 20s believed it was real because a bunch of witches who they didn't know was witches, a bunch of grown people who are occultists, told them it was real. It's like when people look at TV and they believe everything on TV. I mean, why do you believe everything on TikTok? Because a bunch of idiots told you it's real. And then you try it. Then they try it. Then these spirits enter their mind. And they start feeding them thoughts. They start feeding them emotions. They feed them emotions of, I need to shift. They feed them emotions of, they need to shift. They feed them thoughts of, they need to shift. I mean, it's not complex what these demons are doing to the mind of their hosts. Let's continue. It's not complex. I don't want you to think it's hard to grasp what's really going on. Because when there's a such thing as spiritual beings. There's a such thing as beings you cannot see. You can't see the wind, but the wind is there. Just because you can't see demons doesn't mean they aren't there. But when you do these practices of hypnosis, staircase method, sunny method, you listen to these mantras. There are aka subliminals, aka mantras. If you look at what mantra means, you will know mantras are used to contact demons, to contact false gods, to contact ghosts. Okay? When you do all this stuff, you open your mind up to see these demons, which is what we call hallucinations. You open your mind up to see these demons. These demons can come in any shape, size, or form. They can come as a loved one. They can come as a cartoon character. They can come as anything. Or they can come as a monster. And this is while you are awake. It can happen when you're fully awake, or it can happen when you're half awake and half asleep. So that's when at night, when you get tired, you start dozing off. The only way you're going to see it if you practice these methods. Again, reality shifting is nothing but a spiritual weapon of mass destruction. And it became a weapon of mass destruction once it spread like fire on TikTok. And these little fools, these little worldly fools, these little atheists and worldly fools believed it. So they believed it and tried it. Some of them killed themselves. Some of them stopped doing it because the symptoms were crazy. Some of them are still doing it after 7 months. And every day you have new people trying it. But the numbers aren't as big as it was back in July of 2020. I don't believe so. Even though TikTok people still get a lot of views, but the numbers aren't as big. You have over 100,000 young adults between the ages of, let's say, 9 and 21. 9 years old to 21 years of age, up to maybe 23, 24. A little over 100,000 are still trying this. Okay? It may be more than 100,000, but I estimate 100,000. And the numbers keep growing, but the numbers aren't growing at a rapid pace. Because once again, it's already been introduced to the world. So it's not new. Not new. Let's read the next comment. Do a big flip says, so glad someone is explaining shifting. Because there's not many informative posts. There's a lot of informative posts. I post a lot of stuff on Reddit, on YouTube. Just because you don't want to believe the truth doesn't make it a lie. Doesn't make it not informative. Now, with this community on Reddit and Amino, they don't want people exposing this. They would be the occult members that run the subreddit and that run the Amino subreddits or the Amino blogs. So if you go on these platforms talking about telling the truth, talking some sense, they will delete your account. They will delete your comments. They will report you, blah, blah, blah. The moderators will delete your comments. They will ban you from the subreddit. Because the moderators are in on the big deception. And that's not every subreddit or every Amino page. Because you have some idiots on Amino that make a community that are 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21. And they aren't involved in the occult. They just practice occult methods. And they don't believe they're practicing occult methods. But they go head on and make a Amino shifting community. But the major ones are ran by occultists. Just like Amino is ran by occultists. It's easy to see when they do witch apps. You got a witch app for Amino. On Reddit straight up, you know who owns Reddit? The big wigs on Reddit. So automatically, that's suspicious automatically. Let's continue. You can find a lot of filth on Reddit, man. I'm telling you, you can find a lot of filth on Reddit. Like, they like to ban me from Reddit because I talk about reality shifting. I tell people it's hypnosis. I like to send chats to people on these subreddits. I like to send them private chats to try to talk to them about it and get them away from this practice and warn them. But no. It's so silly. It's so silly. Like, you can be a rapist and have a subreddit. Like, on Reddit, there's a rapist subreddit. They have a rapist community on Reddit. It's been there for years, and Reddit hasn't took it down. They have a porn subreddit on Reddit. Reddit hasn't took it down. They probably have a lot of different type of abuse subreddits on Reddit. Reddit hasn't took it down. I remember somebody made a comment about fat people being shamed. There was a fat people shaming subreddit that got taken down, but the rapist subreddit is not taken down. What the freak? Let's get to the question. The last sentence from Do a Big Flip. Can a version of me shift into my body and control me? And what is lucid dreaming in comparison? So he asked the same question as the person above. She says, no, a version of you cannot enter your body. And lucid dreaming is dreaming. You're asleep. Shifting is not dreaming. You're in fact awake. Just somewhere else. Okay. So Mr. Reen is talking outside her ass again. His or her ass again. This is how it goes. No, she says no, the person in the other reality cannot shift into your reality and take over your body. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense when we or you supposedly can shift into another reality and take over that body with your conscious. That doesn't make sense. Also, she says shifting is not dreaming. You're in fact awake. In order to shift, they have awake methods. If you do a shifting awake method, you will start hallucinating. Like you get the worst psychosis symptoms doing a awake method. Not only will you not shift, you just get the worst freaking feelings, worst freaking emotions. You will hallucinate. Period. Hallucinate. Period. She says, in fact, you're awake. Well, think about this. When you're shifting, it has to be at night when you're laying down. You have to be counting or visualizing. You put in your script, you fall asleep. When you fall asleep, you wake up in your CR. So you're not, in fact, awake. When you tell somebody to lay down in a certain position, start counting backwards to hypnotize themselves. Start visualizing where they want to go. Put this script, these words you wrote under your pillow, and start chanting some words until you fall asleep. You are asleep. What do you not understand about when you close your eyes? That is called sleep. If you're not conscious in this world, you are asleep. And if you are dreaming, you are conscious in the dream world. That's if you are aware you are in the dream world. If you are aware you are in that realm of communication. Because dreams are used for communications. Dreams are a method of communication God used to get messages through to us. That was one of the methods God used to talk to us, is dreams. Okay, let's continue. Now we have the Holy Bible, and we have the ability to pray. So, my theory on that is God doesn't use dreams to talk to us anymore because we have the Holy Bible, and we can pray and talk to God. And I may be wrong. And I'm just saying. Because I've had some dreams where I've seen roads paved with gold and some other stuff. So I'm not too sure, but that's my theory on why people don't see God talking to them when they're awake or when they're dreaming. Okay, let's continue. Because in the Bible, God would talk to prophets, talk to disciples, either when they were awake or when they were dreaming, sleep dreaming. They would hear voices when they were awake. When they were dreaming, they would see visions, and they would probably see messengers. So messengers would be angels. Angels are messengers, partly messengers. Let's continue. So her conclusions of things don't make sense. Her gibberish here doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. She's talking outside her ass again. I didn't expect this video to run. Is anyone here? I didn't expect this video to run over 30 minutes. So I'm going to end this one now and get right into the next video. Alright, so remember, shifting is fake. I call it psychotic shifting, psychotic shifters, because you will go psychotic. You will have a psychotic breakdown when you practice hypnosis. Hypnosis is controversy because it's sorcery. It's been controversy because it leads to mental illnesses. It's manipulation of the mind. It opens your mind up to these spirits entering you and causing more damage. Like, people want to get hypnotized to quit smoking or quit habits. Like, you want to trick yourself into quitting something you can do by yourself, honestly. If I can quit smoking for 30 days by myself or 60 days, I'm pretty sure y'all can too. I didn't need to hypnotize myself for that. I'm just saying. And then it opens yourself up to, again, spirits. But let me get up out of here. This is my awkward occurrence or awkward entertainment, and I will see you in the next video.